Have you ever looked at a degree program, all those different courses, and just wondered, how does this all fit together? Well, it turns out it's not random at all. Beneath the surface, there's a kind of secret map, a hidden structure that's designed to take you from a total beginner to an absolute expert. And today, we're going to unfold that map.
So, let's just jump right in. The big question is, how do you actually build expertise from scratch? Well, just like any great adventure, it all starts with a map. And it turns out, every single curriculum is carefully charted to take you on a very specific journey of discovery.
And any good treasure map has a legend, a key to understanding its symbols. In the world of learning, that key is surprisingly simple. It's just 3 letters: F, R, and C. These little letters are the codes that unlock the entire structure of your education. So let's decode them, shall we?
Every hero's journey, every great story begins with that first single step out the door. In your learning adventure, that first step is called the foundational stage. This is where it all kicks off.
So what is F? Well, F stands for foundational, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's your very first contact with a new idea, a new skill, a completely new way of thinking. This is the moment the map is unrolled for the first time and you get your first glimpse of this brand new world. Now, during this foundational stage, the main goal is to just acquire the basic tools for the journey ahead. You're learning the vocabulary, the key facts, the fundamental concepts. You might have heard of a framework called Bloom's Taxonomy. Well, this lines up perfectly with the first 2 levels, just remembering the facts and understanding the ideas.
Think back for a second. You know that feeling, right? That first class where a really complex topic suddenly just clicks? That aha moment when you realize you can explain a new idea in your own words? That feeling is the magic of foundational learning. That's your origin story.
Okay, but a hero can't just hang out in the starting village forever. Once you've gathered your basic gear, it's time for the climb. This next phase is like the training montage of your educational journey. It's where you really start to hone your skills.
And this brings us to our second letter, R, for reinforcing. Now, this isn't really about learning a bunch of new stuff. It's about taking what you already know and going way, way deeper. It's all about practice, building on what's there, and making that foundation rock solid.
Here's a really great way to think about the shift. Foundational learning is quantitative. It's about how much information you can gather. But reinforcing learning, that's qualitative. It's all about the quality of your understanding. You stop just collecting dots and you start connecting them.
So what does this look like? Well, during the reinforcing stage, you're constantly practicing, you're getting feedback, and you start actually using your knowledge to solve real problems. This is where critical thinking catches fire, as you learn to apply information and analyze how it all fits together.
After that long, hard climb, every adventurer has to face the final peak. You've made it to the summit of your journey. This is the culminating stage, where you don't just use your knowledge anymore, you command it.
I absolutely love this quote from the source material. The goal here is to demonstrate learning with increasing sophistication and independence. It's not about what a professor can guide you to do anymore. It's about what you can do, all on your own.
Which brings us, of course, to our final letter, C, for culminating. This is the grand finale. This is where you pull it all together. Every fact, every skill, every bit of analysis, and you prove that you've achieved mastery. Think of it as your senior thesis, your capstone project, your final boss battle.
And the crucial point here is that you've reached the highest levels of thinking. You're not just solving problems someone else gave you, you're making your own judgments, you're defending your own conclusions, and, most importantly, you're creating something brand new. You're not just following the map anymore, you're actually drawing new parts of it yourself.
So we've gone on this whole journey from F to R to C. But let's zoom out for a minute. Let's look at this from the perspective of the map makers themselves, the educators. Why does this structure even matter? Why build it this way?
It's actually pretty brilliant and simple. The FRC progression makes sure that you're never asked to climb the mountain before you've even learned how to walk. It's a deliberate, logical system designed to build your skills step by step, making sure you have exactly the right tools for each stage of your quest.
And here's what that actually looks like in practice. Take a look at this. See that first row for critical analysis? You start with an intro class, like Logic 101. That's your foundational course. Then you build on it with something like research methods. That's your reinforcing stage. And finally, you prove it all in your senior thesis, the
the culminating experience. You see that journey? F to R to C? It's a real path, not just a random list of classes.
So, there you have it. The secret key to the map of mastery is now yours. You can see the intentional path that's laid out in front of you in any subject. So, the real question I have for you is this. Now that you can see the map, how does that change the way you look at your own journey?